right, so this week for writing, we're just going to start off kind of nice and easily. Our first essay is going to be an argumentative one, but we'll get into that a little bit more later. Right now, we're just going to get back in the hang of writing with some journal expectations. So, for our journals, we're just going to give you a prompt, and we want you to write for about 10 minutes. So, just set a timer. Whether that's on your phone or if you find a timer on YouTube. But for about 10 minutes, we want you writing. As you're writing, journaling is not a published piece of writing. We really want you to focus on getting your thoughts down. But we do want you to make sure that you're using complete sentences, make sure that you're using those like capital letters and correct punctuation. We're in sixth grade, so those are writing things that we know. And then we want to make sure that you're using correct spelling on those frequently used words and on grade level appropriate words. But we don't want you to worry about spelling too much. If there's a word that you want to use, but you're not sure how to spell it, just do your best. There's words that we all struggle with. The word definitely, I always struggle to spell correctly. I always have to double check. For your journal, we don't want you to focus too much on that. If you would like to handwrite, you can, and then you'll just take a picture and upload the picture into your journal. So you're going to have two prompts, and we'll look at those in a bit. And as we get further into this unit, we will be doing some more argumentative type prompts, but your first prompts are just going to be very, very basic, very just helping us get to know you and getting back in the practice of writing. So in Google Classroom, you're going to find an assignment called Digital Journal. And in that, it's going to make you a copy of a journal. These journals are pretty cool. So I've got a master copy. And as I update things, we'll ask you to link yours, which there's nothing to link right now. But that way I can add in graphic organizers or anything you might need. But then they serve like a regular journal. These along here are all links to different parts of the or of your journal, so it's easy to get there quickly. So to get to narrative journaling, I just go right there, and then if I want to get back to the personal journals, I'll just go back to the beginning. So these are your personal journals. Once you open your copy, it's going to be yours. You'll find it in your drive. And they're going to be yours for the whole year. You never have to share them with me. They're already shared with me. And I'll be able to pop in and check them whenever I need to, whenever there's a journal or something else for me to check. And we'll use them for all of our writing. So all the writing you do should be done here. If you start another document, one, I won't be able to find it. And if you do share it with me, I'm going to ask you to go back and put it in your actual journal. So the second page of your journal is just our writing expectations for different types of writing. So again, when we're journaling, we just want you to write for the set amount of time. We want you to write in complete sentences, and we want you to stay on topic. I always tell kiddos, if you finish and you've said everything that you can possibly say about the topic that you're given, and there's just nothing more for you to share, then you can switch topics and write about something else. But if I've given you a topic, they're pretty general topics. You need to write 5 to 8 sentences at the minimum about that topic in that 10 minutes. It can be give or take if writing is a bit more of a struggle for you, but we shouldn't be writing one sentence about the given topic and then switching. So just know that you can switch when you need to, but make sure you've really written everything that you can. So journaling, like I said, is where we're going to start. And your journal for day 1, you're going to have 2 days of journaling this week. Your journal for day 1 is loading. So you are pretending that you have a new pen pal. That pen pal is me. We're going to be writing back and forth to each other, but we're pretending it's someone besides me. And you're going to introduce yourself. And you're going to introduce yourself to that pen pal the way you would any new friend that you are meeting. You're going to make sure you tell them your name, about your family, your hobbies, your favorites. You can include your least favorites. Really include anything that will help them get to know you. So if you think back to when we introduced ourselves the first day of school and just the things we shared with you, about our kids and about the things that we liked, music that we liked, sports that we liked. You're going to be doing that same thing, but you're going to do it in written form. And this should be sentences. Don't make a list. We want it to sound like you. There's not a certain formal language that you have to use, but you are writing in school. So we shouldn't be using text speak. So no letter U for the word you, no letter R for the word R, so on. Like we said, those complete sentences, switch paragraphs when you need to. And you're going to be typing this. So where it says start typing here, it was in present mode, so it wouldn't go. When it's not in present mode, that's a text box, and you can put your writing there. Don't worry about changing the font or anything. You can always do that after your 10 minutes. So that's your journal day 1. Then on your journal day 2, another 10-minute topic, you are going to be talking about remote learning. So let's go back because this doesn't make a lot of sense. I copied and pasted one thing and it looked weird. So this is what it should look like. So as we all know, school looks way different this year, like completely different. So then your journal goes on to ask you, thinking about how school looks way different this year. Your journal goes on to ask, how are you feeling about that? About the fact that school just looks so much different, even so much different than we thought it would look like a week ago. Well, you were here for 2 days if you're an A kid or 1 day if you're a B kid. What was it like being here with so few classmates? Our rooms were incredibly spaced out, or they are still, and we just had so few kids in each class. It was a really different dynamic. What was it like for you being here with that? And how do you think remote learning is going to go? How do you think it went in the spring? Whatever you're feeling about that is fine. I want to know. If it's negative, that's okay. If it's positive, that's okay too. I just really want to know what you're thinking. I've got some pretty mixed feelings myself. I see some good in it and I see some bad, and I definitely miss you guys being here. So just kind of thinking about those things, I just want to know what your thoughts are. Again, about 10 minutes, as much as you can about that given topic. And then if you need to switch, that's okay. Just make sure that you're really writing in those complete sentences, doing your best on spelling. Again, this isn't a published work, so if a few words are misspelled, it's okay. Just make sure I can tell what you're trying to do. And so with that being said, I know sometimes in class, one thing I've done during writing time is I've played some YouTube playlist videos, and it just of like classical music that can make it a little easier to focus on writing. It can be, I know writing isn't always our favorite thing, and it can be kind of hard to get started. So that's something that you can do. And again, you don't have to share these with me when you're done. I'm able to see them in my Google Drive since you got them from Google Classroom. There's no turning them in. They will just be, I can pop in whenever I need to. And I'll be checking your journals next week and later in the year as well. So if you've got any questions, make sure you email. You can jump on Remind. You can post in Classroom, anything like that. And I can't wait to read what you have to say. So that's our journaling. That's our writing for this first week of remote learning.